Chipping Norton is a market town in the Cotswold Hills in the West Oxfordshire district of Oxfordshire, England, about 12 miles southwest of Banbury and 18 miles northwest of Oxford. History, pre-1800. The Rollright Stones, a stone circle 2.5 miles north of Chipping Norton, is evidence of prehistoric habitation in the area. The town's name means Market North Town, with Chipping meaning market. Chipping Norton began as a small settlement at the foot of a hill on which stand the modern Bailey Chipping Norton Castle. Only the earthworks of the castle remain. The Church of England parish church of St Mary the Virgin was built on the hill next to the castle. Parts of the present building may date from the 12th century. It retains features from the 13th and 14th centuries. The nave was largely rebuilt in about 1485 with a perpendicular Gothic clerestory. This rebuilding is believed to have been funded by John Ashfield, a wool merchant, making St Mary's an example of a wall church. In July 1549 the vicar of Chipping Norton, Henry Joyce or Joyce, led parishioners in a popular rising after the suppression of chantries and other religious reforms left him to minister alone to a congregation of 800, and reduced the budget for schooling. The rising was brutally put down by Lord Grado Wilton. Joyce was captured and subsequently hanged in chains from the tower of his own church. The bell tower was rebuilt in 1825. The tower has a ring of 8 bells, all of which were cast in 1907 by Mears and Steinbank of the Whitechapel Bell Foundry. St Mary's has also a Sanctus bell cast in 1624 by Roger I. Purdue of Bristol. In the Middle Ages wool made the Cotswolds one of the wealthiest parts of England. Many medieval buildings built in the town as a result of that trade survive. They became the centre of town and remain so. There is still a market every Wednesday and the Mop Fair in September. In 1205 a new marketplace was laid out higher up the hill. Sheep farming was largely displaced by arable but agriculture remained important in this part of the Oxfordshire Cotswolds. Many of the original houses around the marketplace were refaced in the 18th century with fashionable Georgian facades. An inscription on the almshouses records that they were founded in 1640 as the work and gift of Henry Cornish, Gent. Post-1800, in 1796 James and William Hitchman founded Hitchman's Brewery in West Street. In 1849 the business built a larger brewery in Albion Street that included a malt house and its own water wells. 3 generations of Hitchmans ran the brewery, but in 1890 Alfred Hitchman sold the business as a limited company. The new company grew by buying other breweries in 1891 and 1917. In 1924 it merged with Hunt Edmunds of Banbury, and in 1931 Hunt Edmunds Hitchmans closed the brewery in Chipping Norton. Other industries in the town included a wool mill, a glove-making factory, a tannery and an iron foundry. Chipping Norton had a workhouse by the 1770s. In 1836 the architect George Wilkinson built a new, larger workhouse. It had 4 wings radiating from an octagonal central building, similar to Witney Workhouse, which Wilkinson also was built. The architect G. E. Street added a chapel to Chipping Norton Workhouse in 1856 €57. It ceased to be a workhouse in 1929 and became a hospital in the Second World War. The National Health Service took it over in 1948, making it Cotswold Hospital which later served as a psychiatric hospital. The hospital closed in 1983 and has since been redeveloped as private residences. Chipping Norton was one of the boroughs reformed by the Municipal Corporations Act 1835. Its neoclassical town hall was built in 1842. Holy Trinity Roman Catholic Church is also neoclassical. It was built in 1836 by the architect John Adair Repton, a grandson of the English garden designer Humphrey Repton. The Chipping Norton Railway opened in 1855, linking the town with Kingham on the Oxford, Worcester and Wolverhampton Railway. In 1887 a second railway opened, linking Chipping Norton to the Oxford and Rugby Railway at King Sutton, and the Sienna became part of the resulting Banbury and Cheltenham Direct Railway. Extending the railway from Chipping Norton involved digging a tunnel 685 yards long under Elmsfield Farm west of town. In 1951, British Railways withdrew passenger services between Chipping Norton and Banbury. In 1962 BR closed Chipping Norton railway station and withdrew passenger services between Chipping Norton and Kingham. In 1964 BR closed the B&C DR to freight and dismantled the line. The disused railway tunnel is bricked at both ends, for safety and to protect any bats inside. In May 1873 rioting took place following the conviction and sentencing of the Ascot martyrs, 16 local women accused of trying to interfere with strikebreakers at a farm. Bliss Mill, on the west of town, was built as a tweed mill by William Bliss in 1872. In 1913 to 1914 the mill workers struck for 8 months. The mill closed in 1980 and has been converted into flats. It remains a landmark, visible from Worcester Road. The town lost its status as a municipal borough in 1974, when the Local Government Act 1972 made it a successor parish within the district of West Oxfordshire. Governance: Chipping Norton is in the Witney parliamentary constituency. The Member of Parliament for Witney since 2001 is David Cameron, who has been Prime Minister of the United Kingdom since 2010 and the leader of the Conservative Party since 2005. The town is part of the South East England constituency for the European Parliament. 1 Conservative councillor and 3 Labour councillors represent the town on West Oxfordshire District Council, holding all 3 seats available, making it the least Conservative part of the Prime Minister's constituency. Amenities: the town is a retail and leisure centre for its area, with a supermarket and numerous shops including branches of national chain stores. It has public houses and a theatre. The town has 3 schools. Holy Trinity Roman Catholic School and St Mary's Church of England School are primary schools. Chipping Norton School is the town's secondary school and has a 6th form. Chipping Norton Golf Club is the oldest in Oxfordshire. The course was started in 1890 on Chipping Norton Common. Chipping Norton Rugby Union Football Club first 15 plays in the Southern Counties North League and was league champion for 2007 and Euro 2008. Chipping Norton Town FC play at Walterbush Road and were founded in 1893. They used to play in the Hellenic Football League but resigned and now play in the Witney and District Football League. Chipping Norton Town Cricket Club plays in Oxfordshire Cricket Association Division 6. The town also has a bowls club. Chipping Norton has a women's institute, and a Rotary Club. Landmarks: recording studio. Between 1972 and 1999 the former British Schools building in New Street was Chipping Norton Recording Studios. Baker Street by Jerry Rafferty, In the Army Now by Status Quo, Too Shy by Kagagugu, I Should Have Known Better by Jim Diamond, Perfect by Fairground Attraction, I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight by Cutting Crew and Bye Bye Baby by the Bay City Rollers were all recorded here. Jeff Beck, Barbara Dixon, Duran Duran, Marianne Faithfull, Alison Moyet, Nectar, Radiohead, The Supernaturals, Wet 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 and XTC were also clients. Castle: Chipping Norton Castle was a timber Norman Martin Bailey castle which stood to the northwest of the town. Very little of the original structures remain apart from earthworks. Transport: until 1963 Chipping Norton railway station served the town. Now the nearest stations are at Banbury, Chorbury and Kingham. Chipping Norton Set. A group of media, political and show business acquaintances who have homes around Chipping Norton, including David Cameron whose constituency home is in nearby Dean, are referred to in the media as the Chipping Norton Set. Members of the Chipping Norton Set regularly met socially. The group gaining notoriety in the wake of the News International phone hacking scandal, which directly involved members of the group. Notable meetings of the group have included Rebecca and Charlie Brooks's wedding reception near Chipping Norton, a 2010 Christmas dinner at the Brookses, and Elizabeth Murdoch and Matthew Freud's 2011 summer party at Burford Priory. The core members of the group have been directly involved in the News International phone hacking scandal. Several members of the set, and attendees of their social functions, have been victims of phone hacking by the News of the World. Notable residents: this list includes notable persons who were born or have lived in Chipping Norton. Ronnie Barker, resident after retirement from show business in 1987. Rebecca Brooks, former editor of the Sun newspaper and former chief executive of News International. Geoffrey Burbidge, astronomy professor. David Cameron, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Jeremy Clarkson, Top Gear presenter, journalist and writer. James Hind, highwayman born 1616 and executed for high treason in 1652. Conroy Maddox, surrealist painter resident 1929 Euro 33. Janice Meek, world record holding ocean rower. Wentworth Miller, American actor who was born there. Keith Moon, The Who drummer once owned the Crown and Cushion Hotel in High Street. Simon Nicol, guitarist and vocalist with Fairport Convention. Walter Padley, trade unionist and politician. Dominic Sandbrook, historian. Charles Stewart Parnell, leader of the Irish Parliamentary Party, attended school in the 1850s. Reverend Edward Stone, discoverer of aspirin, was a curate in the town. Barbara Toy, travel writer and playwright. Rachel Ward, actress. Elizabeth Jane Weston, Neo-Latin poet also known as Westonia, born 1581. Vivian Woodall, founder of the Phone Co-op, which is based in the town. See also, RAF Chipping Norton, references. Sources, Sherwood, Jennifer. Pevsner, Nicolaus. Oxfordshire. The Buildings of England. Harmondsworth, Books Penguin PPA 536 Euro 541. ISBN A0-14-071045-0. Vokin, Michael, ed. Nuffield Advanced Chemistry Students Book. London, Longman. ISBN A0-582-32835-7. External links, official town website, Chipping Norton tourist information, Chipping Norton a Euro 1911 Encyclopaedia Britannica article. Chipping Norton Literary Festival, Chipping Norton at DMOZ.